All right, everyone, buckle up. The news cycle is spinning faster than ever, and we're here to bring you the absolute must-know updates that are shaping our world right now. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of the stories everyone will be talking about. From explosive cinematic critiques to deep dives into the human condition, we've got it all covered. You won't want to miss a single second of this. It's your essential briefing for what's happening when it's happening. Let's dive into the headlines that matter, right here, right now. First up, we're dissecting a new adaptation that's got critics buzzing, a film that takes a classic story and injects it with modern drama and star power. It's a cinematic experience that promises to be as divisive as it is dazzling, featuring powerhouse performances that are already earning major accolades. Get ready to explore the highs and lows of this highly anticipated release. You absolutely need to know what's going on here. Then, we're diving into the heart of a relationship's unraveling, exploring the nuanced dynamics and sharp dialogue that define a couple's descent. This story delves into the complexities of modern partnerships, showcasing how ambition and personal struggles can test even the strongest bonds. It's a look at the raw, unfiltered reality of love and conflict, with performances that are being hailed as career-defining. We're breaking down the emotional core of this narrative. Next, we're getting an inside look at a film where the setting itself becomes a character, a visual representation of a couple's escalating conflict. This piece highlights how the physical space mirrors the emotional turmoil, offering a unique perspective on the breakdown of a marriage. It's a story about possessions, pride, and the ultimate price of a war waged within the home. Prepare for a detailed exploration of this compelling cinematic element. And finally, we're hearing directly from the creators and stars about the intricate dance of words and emotions in their latest project. This segment offers a unique insight into the writing process and the challenges of portraying a relationship pushed to its limits. It's a conversation about the art of storytelling and the fine line between humor and heartbreak. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the conversation by commenting below. Let's get into it. A cinematic showdown. The Roses delivers star power amidst melee. This film plunges us into a modern retelling of a classic tale of marital discord, relocating the narrative to the sun-drenched coast and updating it for the digital age, complete with AI integration and a fresh perspective on contemporary gender roles. Directed by Jay Roach and penned by Tony McNamara, known for their distinctive styles, this adaptation of Warren Adler's 1981 novel, The War of the Roses, presents a cinematic experience that is, by turns, captivating and confounding. At its core, the film chronicles the unraveling marriage of Ivy, portrayed by the ever-brilliant Olivia Colman, and Theo, brought to life by Benedict Cumberbatch. Their journey from apparent bliss to bitter animosity is the central focus, and it's a descent that proves challenging to describe as purely enjoyable despite the magnetic pull of its lead actors. The narrative centers on the increasingly acrimonious exchanges between Ivy and Theo, a couple whose initial spark ignites a wildfire of insults and sabotage. As their relationship deteriorates, they engage in increasingly harsh tactics, escalating from verbal sparring to the active destruction of their shared life and their stunning seaside mansion. This descent into mutual ruin is, for many viewers, a difficult spectacle, even as the filmmakers attempt to inject moments of levity. The inclusion of friends Barry and Amy, played by the wonderfully quirky Andy Samberg, and Kate McKinnon, offers brief respites of off-kilter humor, but they do little to soften the film's overall tone of escalating conflict. Visually, The Roses is a treat, adopting a style reminiscent of Nancy Meyer's aesthetically pleasing films, complete with breathtaking ocean views and striking costume design, particularly for Colman's character, Ivy, who exudes undeniable style. Early scenes showcase Ivy's burgeoning culinary career, with Theo surprising her by gifting her an ocean view restaurant, aptly named We've Got Crabs, which quickly becomes a sensation. In contrast, Theo's career as an architect falters, marked by a significant project failure that costs him his job, highlighting the divergence in their paths and the growing disconnect between them. This thematic exploration of partners unable to synchronize their lives is a recurring motif. As the story progresses, the film navigates the delicate and often uncomfortable territory of shifting gender roles. particularly when Ivy's professional success outpaces Theo's, leading him to resent his role as a primary caregiver for their two children. This dynamic occasionally pushes the film into precarious territory, bordering on the sexist and misogynistic, leaving the audience questioning the filmmaker's intentions. The construction of their opulent new home serves as a backdrop for their escalating disputes, a tangible symbol of their shared aspirations that ultimately becomes a battleground. Despite the narrative's focus on their dysfunction, the performances by Cumberbatch and Colman are consistently compelling, showcasing their ability to convey complex emotions and sustain tension, even during scenes of extreme animosity. While the film's depiction of marital breakdown echoes the raw, less self-aware portrayals common in the early 80s, its 2025 iteration benefits from the nuanced performances of its leads. Cumberbatch and Colman masterfully navigate the emotional landscape, revealing moments of restraint even amidst their vitriolic exchanges, perhaps in consideration of their children or simply due to a residual sense of self-preservation. A particular dinner party scene stands out, where the actors are given free rein to deliver scathing lines with a devilish glee, demonstrating their exceptional talent for portraying complex, often unlikable characters. However, The Roses is far from a lighthearted viewing experience or a typical date night film. While moments of humor are present, they are often overshadowed by the sheer intensity of the couple's conflict. The film's portrayal of sabotage, such as Theo interfering with Ivy's business operations or Ivy utilizing AI for malicious purposes, challenges the audience's suspension of disbelief in a contemporary context. The potential legal and reputational consequences of such actions are glossed over, a detail that might detract from the film's realism for some viewers. But what happens when the very foundation of their shared life becomes the ultimate prize? Prepare for a deeper dive into how this cinematic battleground reflects the intense personal struggles at play. A masterclass in melodrama, Cumberbatch and Colman ignite the screen in The Roses. Jay Roach and Tony McNamara bring us The Roses, a contemporary reimagining of the explosive 1989 film The War of the Roses, which originally starred Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner. This 2025 iteration places Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman at the center of a modern marital war, transforming a classic narrative into a darkly comedic, yet deeply resonant, exploration of a relationship's disintegration. The film masterfully captures the transition of a couple, Ivy Rose, Colman and Theo Rose, Cumberbatch, from profound love to utter animosity, charting their journey with a blend of sharp wit and emotional depth. The story begins with Ivy, a talented chef, and Theo, a once celebrated architect, embarking on a new life in California, their initial passion fueling ambitious dreams. However, their idyllic existence begins to fracture when Theo's career suffers a major setback due to a design failure, pushing him into a crisis of confidence. Concurrently, Ivy's culinary career soars, her seaside restaurant becoming a runaway success. This shift in fortune sees Theo taking on the role of a stay-at-home parent, managing household duties and their two teenage children, while Ivy increasingly dominates the professional sphere. This reversal of traditional roles and fortunes becomes a fertile ground for resentment, which, as the title suggests, inevitably escalates beyond words. McNamara's screenplay is particularly lauded for its precision and acerbic tone. The dialogue crackles with a unique blend of barbed exchanges that, while seemingly casual banter, carry profound emotional weight. The film excels in its use of pregnant pauses and unspoken tensions, creating a palpable sense of unease that underscores the characters' internal struggles. This intricate writing elevates The Roses beyond a simple satire, imbuing it with a genuine sense of humanity and exploring the complexities of modern relationships, including the pressures of ambition and evolving gender dynamics. The true triumph of The Roses lies in the extraordinary performances of its leads. Olivia Colman delivers a tour de force as Ivy, seamlessly shifting between warmth, fury, heartbreak, and icy detachment, often within the same scene. Benedict Cumberbatch provides a perfectly matched counterpoint as Theo, embodying charm, exasperation, and a growing sense of inadequacy with remarkable skill. Their chemistry is electric, making the couple's descent into domestic warfare both believable and devastating. Their on-screen sparring is nothing short of a masterclass in acting, drawing the audience into the raw emotional core of their conflict. The supporting cast, including Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon as friends who witness the unfolding drama, adds layers of off-kilter comedy and serves as catalysts for key plot points without overshadowing the central performances. Sunita Mani and Encuti Gatwa also contribute effectively as Ivy's restaurant colleagues. Director Jay Roach utilizes the Roses' stunning, glass-walled California home as a potent metaphor for their relationship. The meticulously designed space, a symbol of their shared success and aspirations, ultimately becomes a battleground and collateral damage in their escalating war. The film's strength lies in its ability to contemporize the original story, infusing it with a distinctly British sensibility and replacing some of the original's raw cruelty with a more bittersweet edge. It skillfully balances sharp humor with a profound sense of loss, acknowledging the intricate realities of marriage and the societal shifts in gender roles, all while never losing sight of the tenderness that once defined their bond. The Roses is a darkly funny, moving, and expertly crafted film, powered by exceptional writing and unforgettable performances. It's a compelling look at love, ambition, and the devastating consequences when a relationship implodes. But as their conflict intensifies, what becomes the ultimate prize in their destructive game? We'll explore the pivotal element that fuels their escalating war and the dramatic stakes involved. The house as a battleground, the Roses clip reveals divorce stakes. A newly released clip from the Roses offers a stark glimpse into the escalating conflict between Ivy, Olivia Colman, and Theo, Benedict Cumberbatch, pinpointing the opulent family home as the central point of contention in their impending divorce. Released by Searchlight, this extended scene underscores the intense stakes involved as the couple navigates the legal ramifications of their separation, highlighting how deeply personal possessions can become entangled in marital warfare. As The Roses makes its theatrical debut, studios like Searchlight are actively promoting the film through various clips, aiming to draw audiences into theaters amidst a competitive release landscape. The current climate, where even established films are struggling to compete with re-releases, presents a challenge for new cinematic ventures. Studios are attempting to break the perceived August dead zone by releasing films during this period, a strategy that has historically been met with mixed results, often leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy of low attendance. This particular clip, while featuring scenes viewers may recognize, serves to clearly articulate the core of Ivy and Theo's dispute. The house. The scene depicts a divorce meeting where Ivy expresses a firm stance, indicating her willingness to forego a substantial financial settlement to ensure Theo does not gain possession of their shared residence. The lawyers representing both parties are portrayed as unyielding, escalating the tension and emphasizing the legal battle brewing over their marital home. This focus on the house as the ultimate prize amplifies the narrative's exploration of possessions, pride, and the destruction that can accompany a relationship's end. The film is described as a reimagining of the 1989 classic, The War of the Roses, based on Warren Adler's novel. It chronicles the journey of Ivy and Theo, a couple whose seemingly perfect life, marked by successful careers and a loving family, begins to unravel. As Theo's architectural career falters and Ivy's ambitions as a chef take flight, a fierce competition and deep-seated resentment take hold, transforming their once-loving marriage into a battleground. Directed by Jay Roach with a screenplay by Tony McNamara, The Roses features a star-studded cast including Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman, Andy Samberg, Allison Janney, and Kate McKinnon, among others. The film's release on August 29, 2025, positions it as a significant cinematic event, promising a compelling drama centered on the complexities of modern relationships and the devastating impact of unchecked ambition and pride. But what happens when the physical space they share becomes the ultimate symbol of their broken bond? We'll delve into the deeper meaning of this contention and how it mirrors the emotional chasm between them. Weaponized banter. Cumberbatch and McNamara unpack The Roses. Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman find themselves locked in a cinematic battle of wills in The Roses, a contemporary adaptation of the iconic 1989 film, The War of the Roses. This remake, which originally starred Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, reimagines the tumultuous marital conflict for a modern audience, with Cumberbatch and Colman portraying Theo and Ivy Rose, a British couple whose seemingly idyllic life in the US implodes under the weight of their diverging careers and escalating personal issues. Screenwriter Tony McNamara, speaking about the film's genesis, explained that the initial concept was not about two people actively trying to destroy each other, but rather about a couple deeply in love who, despite their best efforts, find their egos, flaws, and ambitions creating insurmountable obstacles. It's just like writing about people who want to be in love and are in love, trying to make it work, and how for everybody, their egos get in the way and their natural flaws and ambitions, McNamara shared. He emphasized the contemporary pressures of ambition and success as external forces that can attack the core of a relationship, creating a tension between societal expectations and internal realities. This dynamic fuels the film's portrayal of a couple whose love is tested by external pressures and internal conflicts, leading to a comically disastrous outcome. Cumberbatch elaborated on the destructive nature of their communication, describing their exchanges as weaponized banter. He noted that the couple's failures often stem from an inability to take responsibility for their actions, a crucial element in any partnership. Part of their failures at times is taking responsibility for each other's actions, and I think it's a key concept in a couple to be fair to one another and honest to one another, Cumberbatch stated. He highlighted how subtle criticisms, initially innocuous, grow in intensity, fraying the relationship's foundation. The film also explores the nuances of British versus American humor and communication styles, a theme particularly relevant given the protagonists' backgrounds and their life in the US. Cumberbatch reflected on cultural differences, observing that British humor can be perceived as more pointed and subtly cruel, contrasting with a more emotionally overt style often seen in American media. I think Americans are so in their emotions, they will literally say the worst things you can say to each other on their television shows or on Comedy Central, he remarked. We're a little bit more as that line that I say, well, can't we be more Brits about it, more civilized? McNamara agreed, noting that while some jokes might resonate more strongly with specific cultural audiences, the film aims for a universal relatability, acknowledging that not every joke is intended to land with everyone. The physical setting of the film, particularly the grand, new house built by Theo, serves as a powerful metaphor for the widening gap between him and Ivy. Cumberbatch described the house as an overreach, a symbol of their attempts to fulfill external ideals without addressing the core issues in their relationship. They can live under the same roof and not see each other for a day, he observed, likening the strained atmosphere to the British country house terror of awful acquaintances who have grown out of love. The house, intended to mend their relationship, ultimately becomes a repository for their accumulated grievances. But how does this escalating conflict, fueled by sharp words and unspoken resentments, ultimately play out on screen? We'll explore the critical junctures where their relationship irrevocably breaks down. Roses is a cinematic deep dive into a marriage's implosion, anchored by stellar performances from Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. The film contemporizes a classic tale of marital warfare, showcasing the devastating impact of ambition, pride, and communication breakdown on a relationship. With sharp writing and compelling visuals, it offers a darkly humorous yet poignant exploration of love turned to hate, leaving audiences to ponder the fine line between passion and destruction. The narrative skillfully uses the couple's opulent home as a metaphor for their disintegrating bond, highlighting how external success can mask internal decay. The performances are universally praised for their depth and nuance, making The Roses a must-watch for those who appreciate complex character studies and thought-provoking drama. Don't miss this intense portrayal of a relationship pushed to its absolute limits. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Tom's Spotlight for more in-depth reviews and news, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below and follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. Thanks for watching.